Savage WMMA fan, back with another video. So, why can't 145 and above get no love with the women? You know, I was listening to one of WMMA Addict's podcasts, and he was discussing how he prefers the smaller women fights to the women in the bigger division fights because he thinks that it's more exciting, and that when you look at women at strawweight and flyweight, they're quicker, they're faster, and he thinks that draws more attention to the women, and that the UFC and organizations really need to focus more on smaller women fighters. And, he has a right to his opinion in terms of which fighters he prefers to look at. But if you're asking me, if it comes down to highly skilled fighters, I've seen show-stopping fights at 145. I've even seen some decent fights at 155. And I've seen lethargic fights at fucking atom weight and straw weight. Like, I understand that there is some type of quickness factor, generally speaking, with smaller fighters versus heavier fighters. But I'm just not so sure that this point is true. Now, of course, you have the simps, and you just have the guys who I guess they prefer smaller fighters. But I don't know if this is like universally true. As a matter of fact, it isn't. And I know some people may be like, well, come on, man. Okay, so you like bigger fighters and all that, but we know people like the little young and hot ones, and that's the shit that people want to see. And yes, that is the shit that a lot of people want to see. But what you gotta understand, though, at the end of the day, there are a whole lot of people who don't mind women that have a little size on them. And when you look at the demographics of, say, like a UFC, in terms of who's spending the money, it isn't these young hotshot dudes who prefer women have no waist, a tight ass, and a perky smile. Now again, there's beautiful women all across the age landscape, but at the end of the day, I think it's being overblown. And of course, with this upcoming fight between Amanda Nunes and Megan Anderson, a lot of people think that they're going to get rid of the 145-pound division, which they could still do, but I'm hearing word that they're really just going to let Amanda Nunes go as long as she want, and they're going to try to actually insert some 145-pounders to keep the division going. Hopefully some true 145-pounders, because they tend to act like they don't fuck with the bigger girls. Now, back on this whole thing about age group. Now, what I noticed when I did some research was that the average viewer of UFC who pays for pay-per-view is around 40 years old. In some studies, I saw as old as 49. So really, you're roughly looking at people from the age roughly from 35 to 50 who pays to see a pay-per-view for UFC. And those guys, well, a lot of them, yeah, any man could be attracted to a young 20-year-old that looks like fucking Paige Van possibly. But at the end of the day, those older viewers tend to want to see good fights. They just want to see nice looking bodies. And you have a lot of older men that don't mind different body types. And the bottom line is, a lot of men like a lot of different body types, so why be stuck on just one? I don't understand it. And not to diss the younger guys around 18 to 24, but on average, those guys don't have any fucking money. I mean, shout out to the guys that do, but they don't have a lot of money. And they're not paying to see these fights. They're illegally streaming them. And I kind of don't blame them because, hey, ESPN Plus is shit and everybody knows it. But considering how much some of these UFC events are costing, why not have variety with the different sizes of women? Give everybody what they want. Everybody just don't want everybody to look fucking petite. Some people like what they call Rubinic women. You know, it's a painter named Rubinic, and he like thick women, you know, with some shape on them, you know. And when I was younger, the big craze was J-Lo. Everybody loved J-Lo. And it's the whole thing about, as a younger man, it's whatever they push on you. And don't get me wrong, but while J-Lo wasn't necessarily a woman without curves, she definitely had curves. I personally thought at the time she was kind of overrated. And I kind of pushed against what a lot of other younger dudes would say. You know, they'd be like, oh, look at that ass. Look at her. She got the perfect body. And I'm like, but I grew up in hoods where I saw women that was way thicker and voluptuous than fucking Jennifer Lopez. And this is not to criticize J-Lo. We're certainly not going over her career in this video. I'm not doing that. But, again, they young men have this perception of the women that the media push on them. And UFC thinks that they're in the beauty game. No. They're not in the beauty game. They're in the fight game. But they can have both. You can have the petite looking girls, and you can have the bigger girls. The thing I love about the bigger girls is that it increases the likelihood you're going to see somebody get knocked the fuck out. That gives me more excitement. That adds something to it to me, you know? It's crazy that they don't like girls like Megan Anderson and Felicia Spencer. Felicia Spencer, I don't get it. And I just wanted to show this real quick because I just want to remind people how fucking evil Amanda Nunes truly is. I mean, look at this bitch. Look how sinister this is. You just got through doing that. Look at that to this individual. And you just want to give them the belt like they're going to be the future champ or something. You know what? That's just savage. And I usually don't refer to Amanda Nunes as savage because I'm not a fan. But that's some savage shit to do. And I don't like the fact that damn Amanda Nunes tries to hide how savage she truly is. Which is probably why I don't like her that much. But anyway. So look. I believe that what the UFC needs to do is after this December fight, Amanda Nunes versus Anderson, what they need to do is go out and shop around for real, true 145 pounders and just grow the division, okay? Don't do what you did when you had Cyborg in the division. I love Cyborg, but y'all basically did a season of tough where you got a bunch of 135 pounders posing as 145 pounders. That's why Chris left. That's why Chris stopped showing up to the show, because she realized, oh shit, this is some BS. This division is just, it's paper and sticks. It's not really a division. And that's what it's mostly been, other than maybe 3 or 4 fighters. It's not a real 145 pound division. So I just hope that they show the ladies some respect, because it's not all about the little girls in this world, okay? We like the thickums, okay? People will pay to see it. A demographic show. So, we need to get rid of this everybody going down the weight class they don't belong in, this weight cutting. I mean, look at Norma Dumont. Norma Dumont is going to fight at 125. I'm about to call her the new fucking Mackenzie Dern, trying to squeeze and stuff her Brazilian ass in a damn smaller weight class. It's not cool. You know, hopefully she do well. Maybe it'll work out for her, but it's just a damn shame. All this damn weight cutting going on. So that's it, y'all. Y'all let me know what you think about it. Savage W, MMA fan. I'm out.